Welcome back to another episode of Cougar Chronicles. Yay! Woo! Now, I know somebody probably saying, well, when was the last episode? See, that's your problem now. You ask too many questions. Just sit back and lend me your ear, please. And thank ya. So picture it. Miss yesterday. Because this happened last night. I didn't have time to make this video last night, but I made sure I was going to get into that. So, miss yesterday. So Big Mama decides to pull up to Taco Bell, right? Not that I really needed any Taco Bell because I actually cooked dinner last night, but it was my intent to do an ASMR video with the cinnamon twist, right? Which, by the way, was a huge flop because I learned that with the cinnamon twist at Taco Bell, you have to eat them almost immediately for them to keep their crisp and their twist. Because if you wait and let them cool down, they lose both. So, lesson learned. So, that was a flop. I wasn't able to do that. But let's rewind back to the drive-thru. So, put up in the drive-thru. There was a young man that was tending to the register at the drive-thru. So, he opens the window and asks for my card. I gave him my card. So he says, oh, you must be a therapist. And then close the window. So I'm looking like, okay, maybe that went over my head. But then it dawned on me when I had my glasses on yesterday, my glasses do kind of tell me your problems. Let's talk about it. So I said, okay, I got it. So, I giggled and paid it. So he brings me my card back. When he gives me my card, he then says, yeah, a sexy therapist. So then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'll take that. So it was like every time he came to the window, he had something else to say. So when he came back to bring me my food, he was so enthralled by the beauty of Big Mama, honey, that he had totally screwed my order up. So when he gave me my food, he had asked me if I was married, and I was like, no, but I'm looking at my food, 'cause I'm like, this is not what I ordered. So then he came back and he was like, oh, I gave you the wrong order, and I was like, yeah. So then he was fixing my drink, and I realized that he was fixing me the wrong drink because, okay, so I don't even drink sodas a lot, but Taco Bell had this new Mountain Dew. It was purple. I think it was like midnight something. But I noticed that he was pouring me the Baja Blast. So I'm thinking like, Lord, I hope this is not for me. So when he came and handed me the Baja Blast, I was like, baby, this is not what I ordered. I ordered the midnight, whatever it's called. So he was like, oh, my bad. So then he asked me, he was like, well, can I get your number? So I just looked like... So I actually tried to ignore the question. I didn't even respond. So, he went and gave me he went and fixed my order, gave me the right order, food and drink. So he came back again and asked for my number again. So I'm like, wow, he is nothing if not consistent. So, I said, baby, how old are you? And he said 20. I said, baby, listen, I am a woman of a particular age. I am old enough to be your mother. I am pushing mid-40s. Like, what am I going to do with you? Better yet, what you going to do with me? That's the question. Okay? And truth be told, quiet as it's kept, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't even 20 yet. I think he was just saying that because it was very baby in the face. I mean, he wasn't a baby in the face, but the baby had braces. And I know grown men have braces and stuff, but I don't even think he had any facial hair. Like, now I'm thinking back, like, I think he was like clean. He was handsome, he was cute. But he was like clean shaven and he had braces. Like, and the energy was just given very, very young. And again, I do enjoy the company of a young man, but there is a limit. Like, you can't be giving me baby. Like, no, baby, I can't do that. So, yeah, he was so heartbroken about it. When I was like, baby, I can't, like, you're too young for me. And he was like, dang. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, he was really bothered that, yeah, I didn't go for it. So he was like, I sure hope one day I find a woman like you. I said, sugar, that's a big order to fill, but I hope that you keep hope alive. Now, the gag is, I'm sure I'm going to see him again because that particular Taco Bell is my Taco Bell. You know how you have those, restaurants close by your house and those are yours? Yeah, that's my Taco Bell. So whenever I need my Taco Bell fix, I go there. And prior to yesterday, I had never seen him. Like, it was always the foreigners that worked there. So I'm sure I'm going to see him again. So I'm gonna have to be ready for his advances because young men like that don't give up easy. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have to work something out. You can slide Big Mama a couple of extra chalupas, a Doritos Locos Taco, a Mexican pizza. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna have to work something out. I'm going to tell him, let me see your report card. Let me see if you even deserve this, honey. Because listen, because quiet as his cap, I don't even think he's 20. I think he was lying. I think he may be about to turn 20, something like that. But baby was just too eager, baby. Let me see that report card. No, I'm playing, but it's a blessing, you know, at this big age to still be able to pull young men so much younger, literally half my age. But you know, also too, most guys don't think that I'm my age. They think that I'm still early 20s. Some still late 20s. Early 30s. Some still think late 20s, you know. So, you know, it's all in the day's work of being a bodacious Amazon, honey. Job is never done, girl. Bye, y'all.